Guys, gonna cover the weekend's action in separate videos. So this video is gonna be David Haye versus Arnold Jar Jar and Shannon Briggs versus um, Zarate in this video. So yeah, let's get cracking. As I said, I always think this card was a farce. It was an absolute joke. Tom Fournier, I think, was on the card. A few other people. And obviously Fournier was touted by some of the Dave commentators as Tony Bellew's potential opponent, even though he fights at light heavyweight, and Tony fights at cruiserweight, which is a shame. It shows the ineptitude of the commentators, regardless of if they're very respected or not. It just shows they're kind of pushing a fake agenda really, and yeah, David Haye really controls the show here. If I'm honest. Um, let's go with Shannon Briggs versus Emilio Zarate first. Terrible fight. Let's put it that way. Shannon Briggs' first shot, first punch came out. I think it was an uppercut, a lead uppercut, and he tried to take Zarate out straight away from the get go. He knew that Zarate was not gonna cause him any trouble. He came in on a day and a half's notice, 2 days notice, and he wasn't going to do anything that was going to trouble Shannon Briggs. Shannon Briggs, he didn't look too bad. I mean, I know his footwork is severely declined and that sort of stuff. But they always say power's the last thing to go. Definitely looks like he still carries power, and he still has pretty decent hand speed, if I say so myself. Albeit against a overmatched opponent, and particularly poor opponent as well that Huey Fury knocked out in two. So can't really gauge much from it, but some of the stuff he did was still proved that he can cause fringe contenders like at a certain level, fringe Euro level possibly. He could cause them some problems. As for David Haye, uh, we'll talk about that after I speak about the next fight, which is David Haye versus Jar Jar Binks. Big hands, big head, whichever you want to call him. This was even worse. I mean, let's be fair. Jar Jar got knocked down by a jab, and I mean, if you get knocked down by a jab, it's awful. I mean, ugh, I can't find any positive words to describe this scenario apart from Briggs versus Hay. It just it's just conning the fans. I apologize if I do go on a bit of a rant here. Not that I feel passionate about it, but especially because since I didn't really go to the event, but now, well, in addition of 30,000 people have gone to watch David Haye twice now, and he's conned the fans with no undercard, and secondly an undercard which reeks of awfulness, if that's ever a word. But yeah, it just stinks of a lack of authenticity or any sort of effort, or it's all about the haymaker, and it's relatively poor. I mean, it, it really is conning the fans. I mean, the fans pay their hard earned cash, how much they pay to watch the fights. The two fights that were there, they lasted um, you know, in addition of possibly 3 minutes in total, and it was really awful. I mean, 3 4 minutes. It's not fair on the fans, the average person paying money, and me myself being a student, I wouldn't like to fork out 80 quid or 60 quid, however much it is, 100 quid, to watch a blowout job like that, especially against an overmatched opponent. I mean, don't get me wrong. If it was someone like Kubrat Pulev or Carlos Takam or Joseph Parker, obviously Parker's quite different, but the established sort of guys, Lucas Brown, maybe those sort of opponents, and Hay blew them out in 2 3 rounds. I would accept it more so than I would accept big hands, big head, or Jar Jar Binks, whatever you want to call him, because I mean at least that way you can tell Hayes back for real, and we know what sort of we can gauge what sort of level he's at. But with Jar Jar and Demori, we he's still the same. He's still the same entity and the same body and unit that he was beforehand, before his comeback. And the real answer is we don't know as boxing fans. And as I said, as a boxing fan, I look at it objectively, and David Hayes doing the smart thing. He's trying to just rise the rankings. As far as I know, I think he's quite high in the WBA. I think he's about number four, number five, something like that. Someone did put in the comment section on Box Talk, I think it was, that Briggs is number seven. So they're quite evenly matched in terms of rankings for the WBA. I'm not sure about the other sanctioning body, sorry, but there you go. Um, just it's difficult to describe it, as in, because I would genuinely be upset for many sorry, for many just casual fans, but boxing fans in particular, myself included, very disappointed. Box Talks put out Payday. Ultratech Sports, I watch his videos as well. He put out Payday. So hopefully they get that hashtagging and on Twitter, and get the message across that this is an absolute farce and it's a joke. You can't be doing this to the fans. Is it fair? Let me know your comments. Is it fair? Um, Briefly, Shannon Briggs versus David Haye. I expect an easy win for David Haye. Briggs is well past the sell by date. Really past it. If he had some semblance of footwork, I could see him cause a few problems for David Haye. But for me, David Haye, ultra quick, punches like a mule. Uh, everything you need to take out someone like Shannon Briggs. I know Shannon Briggs has a pretty decent chin, but he hasn't really been tested, so I'm not really sure. And Zambano Love fight, 12 months, 18 months ago, especially on his comeback run, kind of signifies where Shannon Briggs is at right now in his career. That he's not at that sort of level that you expect him to be. Ridiculously competitive. It's certainly not a 50-50. I gave Briggs about a 20% chance, and that's a puncher's chance really to take out here. But yeah, please do let me know your thoughts. I'm really interested to hear your thoughts on the Heyday Circus, or however you want to phrase it. Jar Jar Binks, Zarate, them as opponents, and Briggs versus Hay, potential on that, and just anything else in relation to the David Hay card on the weekend. Uh, in addition, actually, I thought Dave's production was awful this time round. I thought it was really poor, and it was just it was really disappointing, and a lot of it was out of sync. And I was actually, even though it was on Freeview, it was very annoying for me to try and watch it. Many people complained about it as well on Twitter, so yeah, hopefully they can sort that out next time. But yeah, please do let me know your thoughts on all the stuff to do with David Hay and Heyday on the weekend. Uh, if you enjoyed the video, please give the thumbs up. It really helps the channel. Also, subscribe and share so it gets out to a larger boxing audience, and we can help growing the channel. Keep making it grow. You guys keep pushing it, and hopefully can continue to do so. And yeah, I'll speak to you guys soon. I'll cover the Charlo brothers and Erisani Lara in a separate video, and any other videos and news that's come up. I will make a video for that as well. Take care, guys, and speak to you soon. Peace.